Hey there, can I help you with anything today? Sure, okay. Some teas to fit the season, I like that. Now are you thinking more of a late summer vibe, or are you already moving on into fall? Late summer, I agree, yeah. We've still got quite a bit of that to go. See, I guess, are you looking more for some loose leaf teas, or are you looking for tea bags? Okay, yeah, definitely. We have some strainers if you don't have some for yourself already for the loose leaf. But yeah, we can definitely look at both types. All right, here, let's see. For late summer vibes, I always really enjoy a rooibos at this time of year. So let me grab a couple of those to show to you. There it is. And then I have these two. Alright, so these are a few of our rooibos selection. This one I think is really great for kind of the late summer season that we're in now. It's an organic rooibos chai. And now, if you're not aware, rooibos is it's a different kind of leaf basically. Your normal black tea is gonna come from the tea plant. Those are actual tea leaves. And then the rooibos is from, I believe this is African in origin. There is an African plant, which is the rooibos plant, and that's where we get the rooibos tea, which means, I believe, red bush. So that's where that comes from. It is a different substance. It's not tea. It's kind of like an herbal tea. We call it tea, but there's not actually any tea in there. So I can kind of show you here. Get my little spoon. But this is, try not to spill this everywhere. This is what our rooibos teas will look like, something like this. And now this one being a chai, I guess you can actually see in this particular spoonful I pulled, but this will have the other types of spices in there that a chai will have. Oh, and you can get a good smell of this here. Kind of shake it up. Or you can see kind of the other spices that are in there. I think, yeah, this one smells quite good. And you can kind of smell like that rooibos has a particular smell to it. I don't know how to really describe it. But you can kind of get a sense from the smell of kind of how that impacts the taste versus a traditional chai tea. So that is one option there. And then we have this next one, the other rooibos loose leaf that I pulled here, is called African Autumn. And now it says autumn. I think it's not like too autumny, like you're not going all the way into fall in my opinion. Like this is a really good like August, September tea. I always really enjoy it kind of at this time of year when we're kind of just in this late summer period. This one also smells really nice. And this one has some, what's it called? Hibiscus in there, which I think kind of brings it back from being totally a fall tea into being more of kind of the transitional late summer type of a tea, so you can kind of see in there. And this one, yeah, smells really good also. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here's the ingredients for this one here. We have the rooibos, the hibiscus, like I mentioned, and then we also have some orange peel, some cranberry flavor, and orange flavor. And kind of that orange and the cranberry are what kind of pull it more towards the fall vibes on a tea. But like I said, I think that having the hibiscus in there kind of brings it up and pulls it back into a little bit of the summer season as well. So I think this is a really great kind of transitional type of flavor to it. Yeah, and then kind of, for me at least, I think the rooibos kind of gives the vibe of more of that summer season as well. Or, I don't know, fully summer, but kind of this late summer period, I think, represented very well by rooibos flavors. So those are those two loose leaves. And then I have these two here, which are tea bags. Now this one is the chocolate rooibos, like it says. Since this is the bags, you can't really get a sense of the smell of it, unfortunately. But where are the ingredients? Here we go. So this one, as it says here, has the chocolate in it. So this has cocoa shell, roasted carob, rooibos, roasted chicory, blackberry leaf, natural flavor. So the chicory and the carob kind of give it a little bit kind of a coffee sensation. So I also really like this tea as like a coffee drinker's tea. This is something that's really nice to just brew up for yourself in the afternoon when you're really craving a second or third cup of coffee that you know you should not be having that late in the day. And this can kind of help to kind of satisfy that craving. It has a little bit more of those bitter elements and a fuller body to it than a lot of other teas. And because it's the rooibos tea, it is naturally caffeine free. Now, I don't know if chicory has caffeine in it. I don't believe it does. I know it's used in places as a replacement for coffee. Like that's very popular in kind of Louisiana or kind of the Cajun regions, to have that roasted chicory and something that's like full chicory, not like a blend like this, and kind of have that as a replacement for coffee. So I can't recall at this moment, is there caffeine in there at all? But I don't think there is. I drank this a lot late in the afternoon, so I probably would have noticed by now if there was. So yeah, that's this option, which I think, again, is kind of a good one for the transitional period, summer into fall. Just kind of has some of those like darker notes in it, from the chicory and the cocoa shell. So yeah, I think that's a really nice option if you're into kind of the more bitter flavors. And then this one is swinging back to the side, kind of erring more on the side of summer than fall. But this one is another really nice rooibos blend. Let's see, this one is more citrus forward. So this one has the rooibos, the hibiscus again, lemon myrtle, lemon verbena, orange peel, rosemary, lemon balm, and citric acid. So yeah, you can kind of get from that like where it's more of a fully summer vibe on this one. But we do still have that orange peel and even the rosemary, I believe, that kind of turns us a little bit towards the direction of fall and gets us into the late summer mood. So yeah, that's those. Once again, this one, since it is in the packaged tea bags, you can't really get much of a sense of smell of it, but it is quite tasty. Again, it has much more of that citrus kind of element to it from the lemon myrtle, the lemon verbena, the orange peel, and even the hibiscus really can kind of get you in the citrus direction. Let's see, I will say for the rooibos teas, the brewing instructions are the same as for any normal black tea. It's the same. Just boil some water, place your tea in the water, and let it steep for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how strong you like your tea. And then remove it and enjoy your cup of tea. So that is kind of the rooibos selection there. Any of those kind of speaking to you at this moment? The African Autumn, I think that is a great choice. So we'll leave this one up here for you. Alright, now what else can we recommend? Oh yes, we do still have a couple of these 2024s kicking around. These are really nice tins. So we have the series here for the Chinese zodiac, and you can see this is 2024 Year of the Dragon. Unfortunately, we are sold out of the 2025s right now, so apologies to all the tigers out there. We will be getting them back in stock. Probably next week is when those will be coming back in. But we do still have just a few of these 2024s left over. These actually are probably really nice for this time of year also. This is, it's a black tea, and it has toasted rice, coconut pieces, sesame seeds, coconut flavor, and caramel flavor. So you can kind of see that blending of like the coconut and the caramel. I feel like that's a pretty good kind of a late summer vibe also, kind of with that caramel leading you into fall. The toasted rice, I think, gives this a really nice flavor to it also. And also like a very unusual flavor as well. You can see our sample box is almost out. I just have 2 of the bags in there left. And yes, these are all bags. These are the little sachets. So they come in a nice little pyramid shape, and they look like that. And these are, I'm not sure, some type of mesh. Yeah, this is a very nice option. And you get a very cool tin that goes along with it. Yes, this one would be the black tea also, yes. Yeah, it is a very beautiful, got the flowers. I suppose those would be cherry blossoms. And then beautiful gold dragons. Got some lanterns on here. And the fireworks as well. Yeah. Then on the lid here, it's a little bit dusty from sitting out in the shop. But we have the dragon up here also. A nice emblem there. And then it has this little blurb on the back for 2024. Lunar New Year celebrations are dominated by iconic lanterns, fireworks, banquets, and parades. The 7-day festival sets off exuberant celebrations across the globe. 2024 is the Year of the Dragon, according to the Chinese zodiac, which features a 12-year cycle, with each year represented by a specific animal. People born in the Year of the Dragon, including 1940, 1952, 1964, 1976, 1988, 2000, and 2012 will experience their zodiac year of birth. Dragons are courageous, confident, and suited to be leaders. Oh yeah, so that makes them a dragon. Yeah, I also have a family member who's a Year of the Dragon. And they definitely exemplify the confident and suited to be a leader. So that part is definitely right on for them. And this also has a little thing about the character of the tea. A blend reminiscent of all sorts of sweet rice cakes enjoyed during the Lunar New Year festivities. Toasted rice, coconut, sesame, and caramel swirled together in a delightfully sweet yet smooth cup. And yes, this has 30 tea bags in here. Oh yeah, and these tins, give you 30 to 40 cups. And it's of course variable depending on how much you scoop per time. Yes. So we have the two types of strainers available. We have this kind. Should I get a little example cup here? You kind of just sit it in the cup. If you had a bigger cup, like a mug, you would be able to like rest this on the rim. But this is a tiny little teacup, kind of takes up the whole thing, which is nice because then you get a more flow of water through. And so then you would just scoop out a teaspoonful of your tea and put it in there. Then I always prefer to put the tea in first and then pour the water in on top, because then like the tea leaves get like immediately fully saturated. If you pour the water in and then put the tea on top, like some of them will be like left floating and they'll be like half submerged, and you won't like fully get your like you won't all fully be blending in, and so you'll kind of get a weaker cup than you would expect from the amount of tea you put in if you put it in on top of the water. So yeah, you would just have it like that, and then at the end you just kind of raise it out, shake it off to get kind of the drippings out, and then you just dump it into your trash. And then there's always going to be like some stuck left on the inside. Just rinse it out under the sink, and that'll get the rest of it out, and then you can just leave it somewhere to dry. Yeah, so that is option number 1. And then option number 2 is this type of little globe one. I feel like these are more commonly seen, but I honestly feel like they're harder to use, because you have your tea, you scoop it out, and then you have to like carefully negotiate like getting it in there. Then you close it up and you just dunk it in there, and then you just let it go. You get a little bit less, I don't know how much it actually impacts, but you get like you see the tea is like constrained more here, whereas with this guy the tea is able to just like bloom open and fill this entire place, versus this one you're constrained to only like this amount of room. So the tea gets a little bit less like interaction with the water. Yeah. So it could impact, and you could be able to get a stronger cup more consistently with that other one, but you're placing boiling water in there, so it's moving around a lot anyways. So yeah, then you would just submerge it, and then when the brewing time is over, take it out again, kind of shake it off a little bit to get the drippings out, and then you just like open it over the trash can. And I find it's a lot harder to like get the leaves out of this one also, because like you kind of shake it off over the trash as much as you can, and then you have to like squeeze it open and negotiate with like this sink to hit it from all angles and get everything out of there. So my personal advice would be to go ahead with this type. I just feel like it's a little bit easier to use, but it's up to you. Some people I think like this one for whatever reason, so yeah, go ahead with this one. Yeah, good choice. Put this here for you. All right, move our little cup out of the way. And then yes, for the dragon, it's a good choice, yeah. I'll place this here just so I remember, but I will get you a full tin, don't worry. I guess, are you all set with that, or do you want to keep looking at some more options? Sure, maybe a couple more. Are you thinking more fully caffeine or more caffeine-free options? Either or, okay. We'll say, if you didn't like the rooibos chai, I do appreciate just a standard chai at this time of year. Yeah, I feel like having all those kind of spices in there kind of tends to bring us more in the fall direction. I know that chai is like famous for being a fall thing, I guess, outside of being, you know, famous for what it is. But yeah, I think those, the cardamom, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, all kind of bring us in that nice fall direction, but I think this is still definitely applicable for the summer as well. Yes, so this one is black tea, cardamom flavor, actual cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla flavor. Yes. And yeah, this one is just the normal black tea. Alright, we're almost out in our tester here. This one smells quite nice. Yes. You can see this one looks a little, it's kind of a rolled look more than kind of some of the other black teas. Yep, so that's that one as an option. And let's see. If you like an oolong tea, now this is a different preparation of tea. So these are going to be tea leaves similar to the black tea, but they are prepared differently. I'll show you here. These are kind of, they have different kind of, I guess, aspects to them. This one is a little bit more like crumpled up. You can see they're kind of like in the in-between state of like black and green. Yeah. So this one in particular is, here we go. Yeah, this will have the milk flavor in it. This is the milky oolong. Yeah. You can definitely smell it in this one, that kind of the milk flavor. Yeah, so the difference in flavor is it's a much more delicate flavor than a black tea. Like if you're used to black tea, like this is kind of it's a step away from that basically. It's a much more delicate taste. And then this one in particular will have that milk element. So without having to add milk to it, you just kind of get that sort of creamy feeling to it. But yeah, being a very kind of delicate flavor, I think this is kind of a nice one to add to the rotation, just to get something different, so you're not just having kind of the same old base flavors every single time. Then let's see what else. This one is going to be all the way fall, not quite appropriate. Same with that guy. If you want to come back for the fall, this one's very popular, hot cinnamon spice. This is one that I like at all times of the year. Trying to think what this most reminds me of in terms of season, but I feel like this really is applicable to everything. This one is called Victorian London Fog, which, if you know what a London fog is, that is basically an Earl Grey latte, which this is not exactly, but that's what they decided to name it. Oh yeah, here we say as a little character blurb. The beverage called London Fog originated during the Victorian era. Traditionally, it is an Earl Grey served with steamed milk. This blend evokes the aroma of a London fog with hints of vanilla and lavender. So this is basically, yeah, like it says, this is an Earl Grey with lavender and vanilla. Yes, so this one is black tea and oolong tea blend, which kind of just gives it some added dimension and depth. I think it makes for a very nice tea to kind of blend those two together. And then you get the lavender, the natural vanilla flavor, and natural bergamot oil. Yes, that is what makes Earl Grey is that natural bergamot oil. Typically it is just with black tea, but in this case we have the black plus the oolong, just for that kind of added dimension, like I said. Let you take a smell of this one. This one is one of my favorites, yeah. You can see we're running quite low on it also. Yeah, and you can kind of see all the different elements in here. Get a better spoonful. I'm having no luck on the spoons. There we go. So we can kind of see in here, if I can point out correctly. So these are the oolong pieces, these longer ones. And then we have the lavender flower pieces, are those paler things. Yeah. Alright, so that is that one. This, I'd say hibiscus tea is always nice for the summertime, anytime in the summer. I really enjoy hibiscus tea. And this one is just going to be pure hibiscus leaves. See, it's in the bag. And it will make a nice, beautiful pink color, like that shows up here. Yes, hibiscus, as you can see there, that's the actual flower. So it ends up being pretty close to that color when you brew the tea. And yes, this one is purely herbal, no caffeine whatsoever. Have you had the hibiscus tea before? Okay, it has kind of a, it's kind of acidic. So it's not like if you're like thinking of other flowers that you put in, like a lavender or something, that ends up being like a very floral, or like an elderflower or something like that. Not like that at all. This is kind of citrusy. It's pretty unique taste, I feel like, in terms of like, there's not other flowers that really taste like hibiscus that I've had anyways. Yeah, I think this is it's very nice for summer, like I said, because it has kind of more of that citrus aspect. Definitely. All right. Any others you want to look at, or did any of these catch your fancy? Okay, not the oolong today. And the chai, you'll maybe hold off until it's officially fall. I understand. You think you'll go with the hibiscus? I think that's a great choice while you're still in the summer mood. Yes. This one, like I said, I think this one is great all times of year. This would be a great fall tea. This is a really great winter tea. It's a great spring tea. It's a great summer tea. I like this one all year round. So you can always come back at a later date and grab this one. All right, are you happy with these three, or? Oh yeah, definitely. These are kind of some samples that we just have out here. So we have these green teas, which these ones I have right in front of me, these are all just plain green tea bags. And the green teas are just gonna be, again, a different preparation of tea leaves. So these are like the oolong is halfway between. The green are basically just, they're kept kind of more fresher. It's more closer to just pulling the leaf off the bush and then keeping it that way. Yeah. So this, yeah, it's a more light taste than a black tea, but it's still a pretty strong taste. A lot of people say that the green tea is a fishy taste, which I can kind of get. So a lot of people don't really like it for that reason, but I think they're quite nice. So if you want to try one, take one with you, you are free to do that. These are our samples that we're handing out today. Oh yeah, you can take multiple if you want. Sure. And then these, we have an organic English breakfast. English breakfast is one of the kind of classic black teas. This one is very strong. It's probably one of the stronger kind of black teas that you kind of get normally. Does this one say anything? Doesn't really offer much description. This is organic Chinese Keemun tea, and it is fair trade certified and organic. And this will be a little sachet, the same as the dragon teas were. Yes. Yeah, so this one is just tea. There's no flavorings in here. This is just gonna have black tea only. So that is an option there. And then we have this mint verbena, which is a very nice herbal tea. Because this one doesn't even tell you the ingredients, which is kind of weird. Oh, here it is. It just says mint with lemon verbena. Which verbena is an herb that the lemon verbena, it pretty much tastes lemon. Yeah. So this one is very nice also if you like mint and lemon. You have to like those things, otherwise you won't like this. Yes. This one is not organic, so if that matters to you. Then this last one we have here for samples is this Earl Grey Supreme. So this is going to be another type of Earl Grey. And this one, missing the, okay, it doesn't say exactly since this is just a sample packet, but it is 4 types of black tea blended, silver tips and bergamot. Which the silver tips are, I believe that it's just referring to a type of oolong, which is going to be similar to this one here. You can see that. Yeah, so obviously it's called silver tips because you have the more silvery leaves. So I can pull it out here so you can see it a little better outside of the dark tin. There we go. Yeah. Yes, yes, all kinds of different types and preparations of tea leaves are available. So this one, yeah, is nice because it is a blend of several different types of tea. So that kind of similar to what I said about the London fog, that just provides more depth to the tea. Oh, and it has the bergamot, yes, obviously, since it is the Earl Grey, and that is what makes it an Earl Grey. You want to try this one? Yeah, definitely. All right, I think that's it for you today. order started for you. Get these out the way here. Alright, so we have one filter here. And then we got the African Autumn. Then we got the hibiscus. Yes, I always forget how to spell hibiscus. And then we have our, what is the official name here? I think we just call it the 2024 tea. All right, so that is going to be $4.75. Would you like to pay through card or cash today? Card? Excellent. Back for you. All right. Here is your copy of the receipt here. All right. Anything else I can do for you today? Excellent. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy all of your new teas.